Undefeated map here for Team Liquid. Leftovers with the choice.
I honestly don't understand this. Like, not at all. You have Battlefield of Eternity still open, where Team Liquid has 3 wins and 4 losses, and from Leftovers' perspective, it's one of their best maps. Granted, so is Tomb. So Leftovers has a 2-3 record on BOE, 40% win ratio, which is great for them given their average win ratio. Liquid has a 3-4. But when we're looking at Tomb, yes, Leftovers has 2 victories and 1 loss. That's a positive win ratio, is great for them. But you have a 5-0 on the side of Team Liquid.
Take them their best map, see if you can beat them.
That's really an insane choice to make. So the confidence coming out of that is pretty awesome. But I'm curious to see if they can back that up.
Let's see if it pays off for them. You know, a hero that they play pretty well and does well on this battleground, Junkrat.
I mean, with the stats now being available on the HGC website, you don't even have to do your own research in maps anymore to find that out. Because if that wasn't the case, I would have said, okay, maybe throughout the entire season, Leftovers didn't really keep track of how Team Liquid scores on the map and just go after what they feel confident in.
Sure.
But now on the HGC website, you can easily look up a lot of these stats for yourself, at least when it comes to the map scores. So they just say, we don't even care. We can dominate early on and we can snowball this. I like the confidence. It's just surprising.
Maybe they're just confident on this battle. They're like, you know what? We can handle this. I don't care. What's going on with Team Liquid? They're going to push forward, and we'll see if it pays off for them as we head into game number 4. Leftovers looking to tie up the series. Team Liquid looking to end it.
I am absolutely on board. If they feel they have the confidence, then show me what you got, boys. I'm interested. Tracer banned out. Shocking. Has been banned out for the last 3 or 4 series by Team Liquid. Phoenix, how about as a ban? So apparently Leftovers just saying, there's no way that we go up against Phoenix. If you give it to us, it's fine, but we're not fighting him.
Team Liquid, not thinking about their choice. That Garrosh is up and available, one they picked up pretty often. Hanzo good on this battleground too.
Phoenix is, by the way, he has 3 wins now in Europe and 4 losses. That's currently his track record.
3 wins, 4 losses?
Yes. So a little bit under 50%. I mean, obviously, still have a very small sample size on him. We've only seen now 3 teams play with Phoenix, so we're going to get a bit of a better idea throughout the weekend, but just to keep you guys updated here, because when we compare that to the win ratio that Phoenix has in Hero League, where he's sitting at 63%, that's of course a far cry away from it, but again, we're talking sample size here, of course, as well.
DAB also showing how much damage you can put off with him. Really well played the last couple of games.
DAB played on Infernal Shrines, now the best Phoenix performance that we've seen out of all games where Phoenix has been played today, for sure.
Personal challenge to all the other EU players. Can you outperform DAB? We'll see this entire weekend. Garrosh picked up. Team Liquid will have Sport Pavilion on the Garrosh, which is usually a good start for them.
I think this is something that Leftovers expected. They banned Garrosh in the last 2 games, and the reason is obvious. The setup just simply in general that we have through Sport Pavilion and Garrosh is great for Team Liquid. They have a great track record with him, 7 wins, 1 loss, and Leftovers therefore banned him out twice now, with them now focusing on the Phoenix ban. Garrosh comes in, and again the opening with Medivh and Diablo. So it's the same opening that we saw in the on the last map on Infernal Shrines by Team Liquid, but it's also what we have already seen on the second map attempted by Leftovers. It backfired then, but maybe on Tomb, that's the map where you can make it work.
Tank control for both of our teams. Team Liquid going to be getting that portal control pretty soon. So far, it's been Malfurion. It's been the one that you go into if you're trying to control those portals a little bit better, but you have a world where Stukov works out too, and Stukov's been playing pretty well by Splinter today. They may try to move towards him.
I could see Hanzo again. Like a Hanzo opening here, maybe again with Stukov. Malfurion, as you said, works out as well, but so both of the supports, you can take one of the supports and then ban the other one out. That would, again, push Leftovers very likely towards Rhaegar, even though they deviated towards Alexstrasza on Infernal Shrines, but that is very map-specific. So Team Liquid's MO so far was taking supports quite early. Maiev over Hanzo. I would have expected Maiev to come out a bit later in the draft, but they seem to be worried that Leftovers might ban her.
I mean, you get some portal control, and then you get Maiev there, which Team Liquid does enjoy, so I don't mind them pulling up there. Just expecting what their 4th or 5th pick is going to be. The Hanzo, of course, could be later on, but I also wouldn't mind seeing them move into that Junkrat. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but Junkrat helps out with portal control. Also helps out with wave clear.
Team Liquid has now 8 games played with Maiev and 6 wins and 2 losses, so they are actually doing really well with Maiev. basically better than any other team that we have.
Yeah, they're the Maiev team in Europe.
Zealots have played one single game with Maiev and they won it. But outside of that, Team Liquid is the only one that wins with the hero. All right, Bans. Hanzo. I would have expected Team Liquid, as I said before, to go into Hanzo over Maiev. Didn't do that, so now they allow for the ban on leftover side. But with Gul'dan still being around, there's a lot of tools that Liquid can still use. So I think from the damage department, they're still going to be fine. Hanzo's a bit better for interrupts around the turn-ins. And of course, he grants vision, which is another big tool that Team Liquid would love to use. Medivh is already on leftover side, so they shouldn't have too many problems with vision.
It's gotta be a Sukkot ban, right?
I would expect so, with Malfurion being picked up.
Because they're kind of melee heavy as well. And that'd be really difficult to play into if he silences Maiev. Okay, there it is.
Alright, leftovers. I actually have to double check how much Gul'dan they played. So, leftovers played 7 games with Gul'dan, and they lost 5 of them. But I really think that with the setup they have, Gul'dan would actually be great for them.
And the map.
The map caters to it. You want to have the wave clear. You can follow up with the damage on this. So they definitely play Gul'dan. And 29% win ratio on the hero is just at the average. The average win ratio in HGC is 28% of their games are victories, and there's Gul'dan. Okay, so I really like that. Having Thrall for the bot lane now, playing around Gul'dan here. Great hero for the combo.
Yeah.
Thrall making it even better. I mean, at that point, you're talking Earthquake again, so how do you get out of this?
And Polyplus played that well, too, in the last game. Really enjoyed his Thrall, poking just enough, sustaining through the combos that were coming his way.
Look at the prediction here. We're having leftovers currently, okay, down to 55 right now, but they were just sitting at 60% a second ago. People really believing in them after the last map, after we saw Infernal Shrines, and they played great on Infernal Shrines. I really liked it. If they can translate, if they can transfer that performance into Tomb,
yeah,
there's definitely a chance. But again, Liquid is unbeaten on this map.
People still believe in the Team Liquid curse. Voting for leftovers, man. When's it gonna hit? They're all betting on it. Well, Blaze and Junkrat, there he is, finally coming out. Helpful for the control of the portals. Get some decent wave clear in here too. And then you have that follow-up for a Riptire, with Riptire being one of the strongest ultimates in the game, it feels like, in terms of control.
Rega.
For the final pickup.
Maybe not. Because I would have expected Rega, but with how long they wait, seems to be more that they are having some discussion about the pick, more so than I expected.
Here comes Ariel.
Well, against Garrosh, we've seen it from Liquid. We have seen Oriel, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they did. And the idea was basically to just make sure that Garrosh can't get close enough, so you always use the whip to push him back whenever he tries to set up for anything. That was a pretty cool move by them. The combo worked out quite nicely, but I mean, with Gul'dan, you would have a battery, I would still be surprised. Oriel is not a hero that we have seen a lot yet.
Okay.
Okay, that just happened?
Why?
That is a good question. I mean...
What?
Nano boosted Gul'dan? It's gonna be a nano boosted Medivh.
So, Ana got changed recently. She has some decent sustain now available. When she applies her dart, she gets a little bit of a healing on her side, so a little sustain. But her range got nerfed because of it, so she's more of a liability on teams and dives to dive comps. And look who's diving on the opposite side.
You have Maiev, Garrosh to follow up, Malfurion for lockdown, and you have Blaze for jet propulsion.
Now, of course, if you're a skill shot god, which is hard to pull off at pro level play, and you're landing sleeps left and right, and you're nailing those heals, which are only about 200 per pop, is it enough? I
honestly look at this and I'm just like,
see, Ariel comes up and I'm like, oh, okay, well, you have Medivh, you can sustain through enough, you get some healing coming out there, you got a battery coming, you can handle Garrosh. But Ana, I got nothing.
Pretty much in the same boat here. The draft until then was very clean cut. You start with the Medivh Diablo composition, that's already gold right there. You add then later on Gul'dan to the mix. Makes perfect sense. You have Thrall, all those heroes cater to the map, they fill their roles, and then I would have expected Rega. He actually fit. Yes, I can understand the Auriel argument as well, but Ana comes in and I'm just like, why? And I'm very ready to find out, because if Linked is that skill shot god that just hits everything, then hell, by all means, make it work. Nano boosted Gul'dan, like get those.
Let's go.
Get that into play. If that's the path to victory, then by all means.
Well, game 3, we doubted leftovers. Game number 4, I'm lending my ear. Let's see what they got here as we move back to the camera. Welcome back, guys.
This is production actually testing us a little bit. You know, it's one of these things. It's like a test.
I kicked my shoes off and everything. I was ready to go.
But I think we passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we passed. Definitely.
A+.
This is definitely like a good rating for us. No problem.
But
yeah, so we are having Ana as a bit of an X factor in this entire setup here now. We of course still expect the Medivh combo to come out, and with Thrall's Earthquake after the combo, you will have Gul'dan in the spot where he should be able to land a lot of his corruption damage. Now, one of the things that we also have to keep in mind here is that so far in the early game, usually it was leftovers who got a slight lead. And if that happens on Tomb of the Spider Queen, you can try and go for that snowball. Europe has been the one region that really figured out Tomb normally with the double turn-in procedure that you're trying to accomplish to push through the structures, get the map control, and then take it from there. And that's something where we're now going to find out if leftovers can make that against Team Liquid. But Liquid, they have lost the last map on Infernal Shrines, but outside of that, they look great on Tomb, they look great on Volskaya. It's going to be rough for leftovers for sure.
We'll see if it's going to work out. Let's now move into game number 4 and see if leftovers and their Ana pick can pay off for them. On the left side, in the blue, it will be Team Liquid. Eternal on Blaze, Nurak on Maiev, Sport Billy on Garrosh, Hotswabs on Junkrat, and Splendor to play Malfurion.
And with that said, over to the right side, the leftovers, victorious on Infernal Shrines, and we have Linked on Ana, Lauba on Diablo, Gul'dan played by DAB, Portibos on Thrall, and Blake Kidney is playing Medivh.
Level 1 picked up. Grenade calibration. Typically, you're expecting that sleep dart build.
Yep.
But we're moving into grenade calibration, which means that when you hit enemy heroes with biotic grenade, you can get some rewards. At 10, you're able to get the damage per an ally and enemy hero pay increased by 75%. And then after 20, basic grenade donation on allies increased from 4 seconds to 12. So a little bit more sustained healing.
Yeah. I mean, call me intrigued. This is going to be a fun one no matter how it ends. This is definitely leftovers saying we are willing to experiment. We already are in a mode where we prepare for the Crucible, and we are willing to just experiment in an actual tournament setup against our opponents here to see what we can then use in the Crucible itself. Of course, the scouting is also going to be made very hard for teams, so the Crucible teams that are watching all of this, for Granite Gaming and Worst Positioning, the two that have to still make that choice, Worst Positioning in that spot where they have the team choice, team that they want to face. But yeah, good setup here. And let's see how this is going to work out. Portibos at the bot lane is now going up against the duo. Eternal and Nurok both are trying to aim for a bit of structure damage. Dropping in an early tower gives you that lead. And talking about early, very early camp attempt here by leftovers.
Link land these skill shots as DAB stands still. Perfect 3 in a row. Can he get a 4th one? DAB kite to the left. Another one hits 4 skill shots. 5 skill shots in a row from Ana. Linked is a god.
Yeah. Such a stupid sometimes.
Dude, I played Ana like 2 weeks ago. I had to do a show with TGN for Heroes Unite, and it was the most stressful, like, 30 minutes of my life.
Okay, but that guy literally doesn't move.
I know. I'm just saying. It's hard to play Ana, man. I'm just going to be
Not
impressed.
if it doesn't move. Sport Billy, on the other hand, he moves, he's trying to make moves, and he moves out of harm's way. As leftovers nearly had him in a great body block position there, but Billy then with a quick throw opens a path for himself. The pressure play through the middle though, can they utilize the spell aura? Portibos still at the bot lane here up against Eternal, but the big fight is happening in the mid lane in the meantime.
A lot of stacking here for the leftovers. Gul'dan stacking up at 10 corruption pucks already, 15 of the Echo of the Elements, 5 stacks here for grenade calibration. That middle wave was cleaned up pretty easily. Hostile was making quick work of it thanks to that Junkrat.
Yeah, full grenade build so far. Airstrike taken on level 4 right away. So already a cooldown reduction for the Biotic Grenade, and that as a passive, of course, is always awesome. We've been talking a lot about how cooldown reduction in this game is absolute key for a lot of builds. Diablo here, on the other hand, he might fall. He's trying to at least put Sport Billy in a position where he is exposed, but that didn't work out. And that's, of course, another 12 gems lost. And it could be more, because Medivh is trying to move away. But with a tether coming in, it looks very unlikely that Bikini is going to survive this. Linked, trying. but not really keeping him alive for too long.
Black Kidney pulled off the sin that you pull off against a Garrosh when he is right behind you. He's trying to get in range to toss you. And when you pull out an ability, such as your missiles that you try to pop in, you get stunned for half a second as you try to turn around, and that gives him enough time to get up there and actually throw you. Had he just right-clicked away, I think he would have actually escaped.
Yeah, it could have maybe gotten out of this one, but as is, he's down, and that's a 2-0 kill count for Team Liquid against Leftovers, and also a half-level lead by now for Team Liquid. And we've been mentioning how important it is in this early game stage to make sure that around the turn-in, you are able to delay it and not allow your opponent to double. And that's what Liquid is currently working on, trying to get that double turn-in. They have the Blue Web Weavers already coming in, and they will also do that with a level 7 talent that is just about to hit for them. So this is great for any pressure play coming from Team Liquid.
Narc finds an engage, Eternal follows it up into a jet propulsion, DAB all by himself, getting knocked around like a pinball machine. He finally falls. It's Gul'dan able to get deleted and won't be able to be here to help out the Web Weavers.
This is not a pretty play for Leftovers. This is not going well. Losing Gul'dan as you're trying to fend against an objective that has lane pressure is brutal. They don't have a lot of wave clear now all of a sudden. Their best wave clear just got taken out. Liquid already was in an advantageous situation through the objective, through the talent lead, and now that just continues, pressuring the middle, the bottom, and the top lane all at the same time. Liquid is getting insane value out of that first turn-in because of the Diablo kill.
Typically, you might find yourself in a spot where you might get a level over your opponent with an Eloy turn-in. They are 2 levels ahead, are making a case to get to 3 levels. This 4 in the middle may actually go down. It's going to.
It's ridiculous how far ahead Team Liquid is. It's actually ridiculous. This was one of the fastest turn-ins that we have seen in a long time, and that turn-in should have never done this much damage. But with the kill against Gul'dan, that was an easy one. 2 levels ahead after the first turn-in. A fort down. The fort at the top lane basically dropped, and down to the bottom lane, it looks very similar. Liquid currently with 28 gems. If they get the second turn-in, if Leftovers not somehow sneaks in a turn-in on their own before that happens, Liquid can snowball this into oblivion. It's going to be an avalanche rolling over Leftovers.
Another Groundbreaker comes out.
Oh my god.
Medivh sharking around. Portal comes out, so DAB wants to get away, but Sport Billy says no. I think Gul'dan was actually halfway through that portal, and Sport Billy stepped up and yanked him out, and then tossed him into a kill.
Yeah, DAB is doing fantastic when it comes to stacking his level 1. He's sitting at 20 stacks of the Echoed Corruption, but he is just absolutely getting obliterated right now.
Yeah, Team Liquid is stacking deaths of his. 2 deaths already.
There's a 2-level lead and a level 10 ability. And they're just invading. They're just running in. They're just like, where you want to take a camp? You know what? No, it's not going to happen. And there's only one Garrosh coming in, but the rest of the team is already on the way. All right, there's the attempt. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, there's the kill. Garrosh goes down. Can they survive the counter-aggression, though?
Yeah, Portal.
Liquid a little bit too optimistic, but they're still on their way to steal the camp away from Leftovers. Even in a 4 versus 5, Leftovers is very reluctant to engage into an opponent that has heroic abilities.
Team Liquid has 2 forts down, a 3rd low, take away the night camp. Finishing up these minions as well, trying to grab enough for a second turn-in, in which he'll start beating on key walls at 7 to 8 minutes in the game.
And the turn-in, as you just said, they're working on exactly that. 13 on Eternal. There's level 9 for the Leftovers. Still 2 levels behind. Top lane is getting pressured. Yeah, there's Eternal though. In trouble once again. Needs to be careful. Sport Billy comes in. But these are kills that are not supposed to happen. Liquid is so far ahead, they have to play this a little bit more disciplined. This was Eternal just being way too far out at the bot lane, and he needed to move away a bit faster. Of course, we have to put a caveat on. With full vision, it's always easy to make these judgments.
Sure.
But they are finding themselves now in that spot where you're so far ahead that you're becoming a little bit cocky and you feel you can get away with anything.
I thought he was up that far, so Team Liquid could go for a boss. Hey, if we lose a Eternal, we
bait
get a boss
them down,
play.
make the boss play. Yeah, maybe.
But that didn't seem to be the call because Team Liquid all rotated down. Bit of a mix-up between the two, and now Leftovers hit 10, and they have a chance to get themselves back in the game.
Yeah, now it's one more combo time, and you're 2 levels behind, but if you start getting turn-ins now, and if you set a combo up and win a team fight, you can still come back into this. If that happens, then Liquid only has themselves to blame for not playing a little bit more carefully as they made their plays earlier. Here comes the attempt already. Bunker is out. Okay. Thrall, thrown, Earthquake, used. Sport Billy getting low here, but not down yet. And here comes the APOC. Quick silence against Diablo, and that was a big player. Once again, Lauba in trouble. 27 gems on him, and he goes down. Houseops also falls, but the gem count, that's the important part. Leftovers just lost 27 and had no chance of recovering them.
Diablo reset as well. He comes back, but he's low. Thanks to the souls being deleted. Polyboss going for that turn-in. He has 27 gems available. There's only 43 available for leftovers in total, but Polyboss wants to get rid of them. There we go, dropping off. And Team Liquid waits for the Junkrat.
They don't have enough yet. Leftovers still needs a few more. That's a big problem for them and a great situation for Team Liquid because they can wait for Junkrat to come back. Also, the level 13 talent is, of course, fantastic. If Liquid gets it before the turn-in happens, they have a very good shot at engaging into these fights. Linked again with shot after shot. His build continued now with the level 10 nano boost as expected. Debilitating dart taken as the level 7, and we have potentially another engage here. There's already gems being dropped and picked up, so now we are looking at another potential turn-in from Team Liquid as well, and they have the level 13 talent.
Medivh, though, is dancing around above them, realize they're trying to go for that turn-in. Corruption comes out from DAB, hits one on Splendor. Splendor having those 13 gems. Wants to drop off, but Polyboss could be in trouble.
Yeah. Debilitating dart, basically. Damage reduction on the first you hit after you activate it. So, again, looking towards those skill shots. And talking about shots fired against Lauba. He's about to go down here, but he's trying to get the kill against Splendor and nearly pulls it off. Just the Iceborg at the level 13 talent is keeping him alive. Once more, we have another portal coming into play as we already see the Earthquake used again, but there's the second kill against Gul'dan. Thrall not able to interrupt that and shut the place down. And now with Liquid looking at 7 kills to 3, a 2-level lead at level 13 to 11. They go to turn in again. The double kill against Leftovers, making it possible.
And they'll be able to push in multiple lanes. Top lane, bottom lane we push in soon. Blaze already on top of that. Team Liquid clearing out the top side. Should be able to start looking towards keep walls. If they can get a keep here, that'd be wonderful. 10 minutes into the game. A nice 2-level lead over their opponents as Leftovers about to hit that level 12. But Leftovers, again, it is 10 minutes in, so they have short cooldowns on their desk, are back up and ready to go.
Yeah, but this should still be... This should hurt a lot. Talent advantage, Web Weavers in. Even with the early ones, you should be able to at least take the walls down. Ideally, of course, you want to take a keep here. That's the main thing you would like to accomplish.
Oh,
but
DAB.
oh my god.
Oh,
that just hurts,
buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Can they actually save him?
Blankety.
Barely.
Dropping down the floor. You always forget about Medivh sometimes, man. He just ruins the rules of the game.
But that is still something where they lost a lot of time. And
yeah.
especially the bot lane is now heavily pressured by the Web Weaver itself. So they saved him, and that was the saving grace. But they had to commit a lot of resources with the kidney up at the top there. And Gul'dan in all that time couldn't really do anything for the defense. So now the wall has fallen, and that's a big part of this. Bot lane is being defended by Thrall, but the keeps are taking damage here for sure. And again, the kidney is in trouble, getting safe for now, but here comes the tether, here comes the lockdown, and they're dodging the ley line. Gul'dan is dead, and there's no damage for the combo anymore. Diablo himself is also in trouble. He's trying to get through the portal. That's not happening. There's the double kill, and that's going to be keep, at least.
Ana gonna be next here. She gets focused down. The root comes out. There's the taunt. Another kill, but he tries to drop down the B step to maybe bait Nurok into a fight, but Nurok a little bit too wise, turns around and jumps straight on the keep. That's down. The other keep on the bottom right being sieged by minions. That's 2 keeps.
That's 2 keeps for sure. And now you can, I mean, at this point you're tempted to go for the core. You're actually tempted to go for the core, but the death timers are too low. 16 against 13, that's a 4-level difference in just a second when they hit the level 17 talent. You can go for 4, like you can literally make anything happen. With all the cooldowns, a lot of them already blown, you can make the boss play, you can target the top keep. If you get all 3, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Turn in here, not quite ready, actually scratch that, they actually have enough, they have 1 extra. So they're gonna get both. And you can't really defend this as long as the boss is being kept active. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Ignore the bottom and the mid lane where the Web Weavers are going to come in? You can't do that either. So they're trying to just keep them up here at the top. That's what they're trying to do.
Jet propulsion in onto a Thrall. DAB gets taunted. Force of Will comes out. Is there a portal available? There is a portal down, so DAB is able to get out. Riptire goes in for a decent amount of damage, but Eternal. Jet propulsion's up in 2 seconds. He's going to try and force this fight. Will be able to hit it. Ooh, a Leyline Seal from Blackeny will slow down the fight.
Yeah, but everybody is already low, and they are going for Thrall right now. Once again, Eternal is being thrown to the front. Kidney and Link are trying to keep everybody alive, but this is Diablo dying. Thrall is done. The bot lane and the mid lane are heavily pressured. A 4-level lead for Team Liquid. 12 kills against against the Zero, and with a double kill, they can easily go for the core right now. Finish the game, claim the series, take the victory with a 3-1 over Leftovers after we saw Zealots stumble earlier today. A fantastic spot in the rankings for Team Liquid. They're moving in. DAB is trying to do whatever he can, but here comes Sport Billy again, taunting him right into another death. That is kill number 14 for the blue team, and the core is falling in the meantime. Team Liquid set and match, taking down the Leftovers with a 3-1.
Team Liquid with a 3-1 over the Leftovers. Leftovers in game number 3, able to make it a little bit on the closer side, have some good mid games, some good early games too throughout this entire series, but Team Liquid just on another level right now as they continue to try and contest Zealots for that number 3 spot here in the HGC. They're trying to get ready for those playoffs, and in fact, let's go ahead and look at the extended standings right now with that victory here, as we've been watching Team Liquid and Zealots try to fight for that scenario, because Zealots just lost a little bit earlier of last match. They got taken out. And now, Team Liquid, with their big victory, continuing to push forward.
Yeah, and it's going to be a very interesting weekend, and also the next one, since now it heavily depends on, in particularly Fnatic, how they are going to play here. There are some upsets that could theoretically happen. So the standings currently, it's actually very much in Fnatic's favor. As long as they cruise through their own games, they still can afford to lose, I think, one match. Yeah. If they take the other 2, then they're going to be in a great spot. But Zealots have definitely taken a very severe hit against Strict with that loss earlier.
And the expanded standings have now been updated. Let's go ahead and take a look at them and see where exactly Team Liquid is. With Zealots' loss and Team Liquid's win today, +6 over +2. They jump up pretty well there for them. And that makes tomorrow's matchup even more important.
Yeah, so again, just to look at what's happening here, Fnatic is currently in a spot where they can even afford to lose one series and they would still be on the same score. They're also still playing against Team Liquid. So right now, Fnatic is in a situation where with the victory over Team Liquid, they can more or less already secure everything. But they have, of course, a few more games to play this weekend. But a very interesting fight that we're seeing here between Fnatic, Team Liquid, and Zealots in particular. There's an outside chance of Method also making it up into the number 2 slot, but that would also mean that they have to win all of their remaining games, and all of their contenders have to lose a few of the matches that they still have ahead. So Fnatic's chances have improved through the loss of the Zealots.